Welcome to the Medic Materials Podcast. If you came here for a healthy dose of EMS professionalism, you just made a huge mistake. Each week, we discuss all things EMS, review some calls. We also try to get you to pry open your wallets and buy some cool merch and join the Patreon. Somewhere along the way, we also do a fair amount of education and say some smart things. So push the kids out of the room, settle in, and let's get started.
Hello and welcome everyone back to the Medic Materials Podcast. Mr. Gerardo. How was that intro?
Still cringeworthy.
Still cringeworthy? I think you did a bang up job, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bang up job.
Thank you.
Most greatest intro ever.
It was great. It's really great. Really great. Everyone knows this, you know.
So for the first time ever, the OGs of this show, you and me.
Hard to believe, right? Out of all this shit.
78 free episodes, 25 Patreon episodes. Never before has this happened where Gerard and I have been in this podcast by ourselves.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we do have one special guest, but you know.
Well, of course.
You know,
she doesn't take up a lot of room.
Right. She doesn't take up a lot of room, but we must welcome our clinical coordinator.
Why?
Wow.
Because you're Kelly, 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 Kelly of mine.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
Ooh.
Just so
Maybe
beautiful.
just let her run the whole show. We'll just sit here and answer questions.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
You know?
That'd be
Like,
so
yeah,
much fun.
Really?
You know? It would be such a riveting show if she took over. Right, Kelly?
It'd be like Sally Jesse coming back, you know?
Oh, man.
Riveting. Geraldo.
Geraldo.
Got nothing on Kelly.
Oh, what was her name? Not Rosie, not Sally. Ricky Lake. That's her name. Yes.
Yeah, I always thought she was kind of cute in a chubby kind of way, but
you know, I gotta give you that one. I'll give you that one.
She would ask some good questions.
She wasn't all that bad.
She's no Jerry though.
She wasn't no Jerry. She wasn't also Maury. You are not the father.
But see, I remember Maury when I was a kid growing up. He was on A Current Affair, and it was not like that. It was like kind of like a news tabloid kind of show.
Yep.
So that's where I remember Maury from. And then it's like, oh, okay, so now he just, he's slumming it a little bit. All right, I get it.
Oh, he was slumming it in the white trash for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It was bad. Oh, man. My favorite episodes of Maury would have always been the fat baby episodes. Those were freaking hysterical.
He looks just like him, Maury. It's like, but wait a minute. Like,
your 3-year-old is 85 pounds.
Right.
And you're just like, damn.
Right. They're like, oh, look, he looks just like him. Can't you see it right here? And it's like the baby looks Chinese. And it's like, no, I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Right.
Oh man. So Kelly, I hope that you talk a lot today because we got some riveting things to talk about. And it sucks that the other guys couldn't be here. I know Phil caught a late call, and couldn't be here. Butch was doing family stuff, so that that kind of shafted that. I would have liked to have heard their opinions on this. But I think the topic that we're going to talk about today, Gerard, you are going to have enough to say for all of us. So,
So we want to do this on a day. Now I'm going to the masses.
To the masses.
I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. I have no idea. He hasn't said a word.
Nope.
So, but I'm just going to sit here and be like, are you sure? You want to do this?
Oh, I want to do this
with no buffer zone between you and me.
Oh,
when it comes to me answering these questions,
this is the best thing. This is gonna be the best thing ever.
See, the best is when I have Emily, or Butch or somebody else that can like buffer between me, or maybe offer me a moment of pause
Nah.
to go, ooh, let me collect myself, and I shouldn't say that.
Nah.
You know, I'll just be quiet. You know,
Who wants?
that's not gonna happen.
See, everybody right now is cheering. Right now,
You say that.
Everyone is cheering because this is going to be the most unfettered access to the most favorite, most popular host on the show.
Oh, please.
And that is Gerard. No one believes me. You don't believe me. Everyone knows it. Gerard is the most popular person on this show. So here is unfeathered access to what goes on in the man's mind. And I brought to you a great topic that is going to lend you the greatest of yelling at providers, yelling at training, yelling at, commercial agencies, yelling at administrators. I cannot wait. I'm elated right now. And Kelly might pitch in, here or there thought.
You might want to make her box a little bit bigger. You got her kind of squeezed in there,
I do, but she's got a really nice pair of headphones. The hair is flowing. It's beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I know she just got her hair redone. So.
The hair is flowing. It's beautiful, right? Right.
Abso-freaking-lutely. So let's see. Let me hit the rig check. There's not a lot to talk about, but we'll dive right into the rig check. Make sure, again, we're gonna plug those stickers and merch, guys. If you
Don't be cheap.
Yeah, don't be cheap, exactly. Just like Gerard said in the intro, we are going to plug you for some merch stuff, but the stickers are out. Just go to medic-materials.com and you can look at the whole sticker line that we have available for you right now. Next,
it's not like this motherfucker giving Bass Pro Shops free fucking advertising there.
That's absolutely right. There's a reason as to why, but we'll get there. The next thing I just want to say, a big shout out to the town of Lexington Fire District here in New York State, who just signed up for the Medic Materials CME Academy.
Nice.
We're going to now be handling all of their EMT research. So if
Very
you
cool.
are a fire company or district or department or whatever, and you guys are looking for, medic materials or a new opportunity to give your EMTs and CFRs really cool CME credits, go to medic-materials, send me an email.
I was gonna say something they'll actually want to do.
Exactly. Like literally,
You know what I mean?
I catch myself with Target Solutions clicking and not even paying
do.
attention. I'm watching Netflix as I do it. Fuck it.
Hey, I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. Ready? Everyone that does Target Solutions, they go play, volume all the way down, and then they go back to watching whatever the fuck they're watching on the TV.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh look, I gotta click the button. Here we
Exactly. It is.
go. Oh look, I did a CME.
It's mind numbing. You don't learn anything. There's no choice. Let's put it this way. You can listen to the Medic Materials podcast for CME credit. Go to the Medic Materials CME Academy .thinkific.com. You can find out all the information right there. But again, thanks to the Lexington Fire District for signing up.
Cool.
And lastly, we want to shout out to our listeners in the great country of Latvia.
Ooh, Latvia.
And the great maple producing state of Vermont. So, yeah.
Green Mountain Boys.
Green Mountain Boys. So,
Yep.
Mr. Gerard, how you feeling?
I'm actually kind of worried about what's coming down the pike here because you made this huge intro, and I'm just like, all right, well, this is either gonna be really fucking interesting or it's really gonna be it's like the truck that's stuck on the tracks and can't get off, and the gates are coming down.
So we have.
Ooh.
Breaking news. We are not doing a
Alone,
call review.
Unafraid.
We are going to talk about some interesting local news to me. This comes straight out of the city of Rochester here in New York. If Nobody has heard about this. It is a pretty unbelievable turn of events. There's
Does it involve Chick-fil-A?
no, it does not.
Oh.
But it involves some pretty crazy actions from both police and EMS. So it's definitely
Wait, they're both fucking up at the same time?
yes.
Wow. That's like a fucking cosmic event.
It is. Usually it's one or the other.
Right. It's never both at the same time.
It's never both at the same time, but it is.
And then a fire usually shows up, and we go, hey, well,
right, exactly.
Just pass the buck. Then it's a threesome. But yeah,
typically it's one or the other. But today we have to talk about the fact that EMS, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. And I know that, PD has wrapped themselves in, they were doing their job and this, that, the other thing. But the human aspect of this kind of is wild as well. And we'll get into it. But there's a lot of unknowns in this. So we can't bash these guys too much because we don't know exactly what happened. There's a lot of details that haven't been thought out. It is under investigation right now, but there is some raw footage that came out of showing exactly what happened. So you can kind of piece together the pieces and we can comment on some things, but the initial story came out January 11th of this year, so not too far ago. This was only 8 days ago. And again, it comes out of the city of Rochester, and this is RochesterFirst.com reporting. This caught my eye. It came up on my Google feed. Mayor Evans, quote, unacceptable to see Rochester man kicked out of ambulance. Now, if you're going to, this is the clickbait that got me.
Right.
If you think and you read that, like you go, what? Like,
but
what?
See, now here's the funny thing. My mouth said what, but then my brain immediately started going, what would I kick somebody out of an ambulance for?
Okay. So let's, let's dive into that. What would make you kick a patient out of an ambulance?
If they became a threat to me and my partner, and there was no other way to get us away from the threat, I kick the motherfucker out and fucking drive away.
So, okay, I 100% agree in that your statement holds everything that is important in this whole thing. If there is a patient that is a danger to you and the crew and the operation of that ambulance, and you have done everything to try and secure that patient, whether, chemically or physically or whatever, and it doesn't work, you got to get them out, right?
Yeah, it's open the doors. Go ahead. Get out of here. Go.
See you later, dude. Right?
Yep. Bye.
But
and then you got on the radio and say, hey, advise PD, there's a half-naked dude fucking running down the street.
Right.
Whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. So there's some video that we'll talk about here, but I'm going to start reading some of the information here. So it says Rochester Mayor Malik Evans called for answers Thursday after a Rochester man was asked to get out of an ambulance and left on the ground for more than 2 minutes without help. According to Evans, the man was in a commercial ambulance. I'm not going to release the name of the ambulance, but we'll say a commercial ambulance on the way to the hospital when EMTs called Rochester police and asked him to get out and wait for another ambulance. Interesting. So
this is winter, by the way, right?
It is winter, right? This happened literally like this happened in November 30th.
Oh, okay, so it's still warm.
So not up here. So let's see. It happened on November 30th. It shows the man fall off a bench and remain on the ground for more than 2 minutes before police or EMTs offered aid. It says, quote, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he will not get out of the truck and he's got to go. A female member of the ambulance team tells police in the vehicle, or in the in the video.
Okay.
The man says, I quote, "I could not breathe." The woman, the EMT, goes, "Honey, you told us you had pain from drinking water. And then you came in and you jumped at me and my partner and you demanded oxygen. And you would not let go of me. I was freaking out," the man tells police. "Well, you'd freak out too if you couldn't breathe." "I hear you," the officer says. "I'd probably try to control myself a little bit better. I'm not going to grab on anybody. I was trying to grab for the door," the man says. "I was trying to get out of here." So then it goes on and says blue light camera footage.
So he's already assaulted an EMT.
So apparently he grabbed,
and then he wanted to get out of the ambulance.
So apparently, according to this, right?
Yeah.
He was grabbing onto the EMT, right? Wouldn't let her go, and then attempted to grab for the door.
Goodbye.
Now, let's keep going. All right.
Goodbye.
Blue light camera footage shows the man walk to a nearby bench and sit down. He falls off the bench a short time later and remains on the ground for just over 2 minutes before police approach and shine a flashlight at him. The video ends with the man on the ground surrounded by first responders. Now, apparently this guy had died a month after this incident. He did not die at this incident.
Right.
And it's unclear whether this was connected to his death in any sort of, way.
A month?
Probably not. That's kind of
what unless the hospital didn't pick up on whatever was wrong with him.
Right. So the mayor continues to say city residents are people and they deserve to be treated humanely and with the same attention as everyone else. Evan said
and your employees and first responders deserve to not be assaulted.
So agreed, 100%. Evans said he did not know why police were called to the ambulance. The city of Rochester issued a letter and subpoenaed the commercial agency for more information. Rochester Police Chief David Smith also called for an internal investigation to determine what happened. Evans said that he learned of the incident Tuesday from the man's family members. And he goes, I quote, "I was not pleased that I was learning about this just now. We will not stand for any procedural delays that will hold up critical information that must be shared broadly." So he goes on, to say that they're going to investigate. They want the state to investigate, blah, 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 blah. All right. So before we get to video of this, all right, because there's some extra updates, but I want to have you guys listen to the audio, and I will kind of narrate the video as we go. But your initial thoughts, you're thinking, yep, this guy seemed like, out of control already. Get him the hell out of there. And
that's the thing.
Safety,
I mean,
right?
It's not like they left him on the ground for 2 hours. It was, if someone's acting that erratic, and they've just assaulted one of my teammates, and we got him out of the rig, and we're just waiting on the cops to get there. Oh, he fell off a bench. I don't know if he's just trying to draw me in to do something.
Yep.
So I'm staying right here until the guys with the authority to fucking, put people in handcuffs, tase them, and fucking shoot them if necessary, show up.
Yep. Now.
And take over the scene.
Let's see if any of that changes once we start listening to the video. All right? Because the police were there when the man exited the vehicle. They were also there when he hit the ground.
And they just watched him, and they were like, 2 minutes on the clock.
We'll talk about it as I narrate the video here, okay? So hopefully you guys will be able to hear it. Let me just make sure that, Gerard, can you hear?
Genesee, your path to success.
Ooh, commercial.
I heard Genesee.
Cool, that's the commercial. Don't worry,
okay.
It'll end in 8 seconds, 6 seconds.
Was it the cream ale?
No, it's Genesee, your path, Genesee EDU.
Oh.
All right, let's see. Here we go.
Erectile Dysfunction University. Wait, what?
All right. Sound hasn't started yet. Cop is arriving on scene. Commercial ambulance is parked on the side of the street.
Oh, we don't get to see it? Oh, man.
Hold on. I can actually, oh, no, it'll fuck up your, no, you won't be able to see it. I'm sorry. All right. EMT is outside.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but he will not get out of our truck.
Okay.
And he's got to go.
So
Okay.
EMT meets
Sir.
officer
Sir, looks like
outside
he
of
wants
the
you out.
vehicle.
I couldn't breathe.
He wants you out, sir.
So as of right now, all right, there's an EMT and a cop standing at the outside back doors of the ambulance. The patient is seated on the stretcher with his feet off of the stretcher between the bench seat and the stretcher.
Okay.
Okay, getting his coat on. The other EMT is standing behind at where like the head of the stretcher would be.
Right.
No fight at
We
this
tried
time.
to help,
We're just trying
honey,
to get him
but
out.
the way that you got in here and the way that you just jumped at us, that was no.
All right, sir. Come on.
way of
Come on.
somebody asking for help.
No games. Get out.
All right, I'm getting out.
Thank you.
No.
I mean, he sounds like, so hold on for a second right there.
Yes, sir.
So I understand she's kind of jacked up right now, and she's like, yeah, she's in Karen mode.
Yep.
But he sounds tame right now.
So right now,
And usually people get really tame when the dude with the badge and the gun show up.
bingo, right?
You know, which is really kind of funny how that always works out. You know,
So
I'll never forget my first taste of that as a 2-week EMT was this dude that was cut to pieces by his old lady, and he was cursing and spitting, fucking fireman, fuck you, fuck all you people. 8 fucking cops rolled in deep all at once. And suddenly it was like, oh, I love what you guys do, man. And I'm just like, you prick motherfucker. You were just here cursing my fucking mother for giving birth to me.
right.
Right.
So I agree. A lot of people, cops are here, gotta, they chill out, right? Now, who knows what this guy was like before they showed up, right? We have no idea because EMS fucking doesn't wear body cameras. Hey, administrations, make your fucking EMTs and paramedics wear body cameras.
Let me tell you.
No.
We don't have our call volume. Our call volume's down, way down. You know. It's not like those other places where the call volume's up. It's not up. It's down.
We need
down
the
down
almighty,
isn't up.
Oh, we need the almighty dollar right there.
Down isn't up.
So as of right now, all right, he is as chill as a cucumber.
It sounds like it. I mean, like
Right.
I can literally. It sounds like he's easy like Sunday morning right now.
Exactly.
Uh.
However, if you listen to him, this is what I hear. You can hear him grunting when he breathes.
So he's trying to get some. He's trying to get some air.
He's going every single time he takes a breath. This man is grunting. Okay, you can hear it.
Is he trying to get it out?
Let's just continue. Okay,
Let's
just continue.
Yeah.
All right, you will be able to
All right.
hear it if you listen. You'll be able to hear his grunting.
All right. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
277 out.
So he's got his coat on.
Honey, you told us you had pain from drinking water, and then you came in and you jumped at me and my brother and demanded oxygen, and you would not let go of me.
247, same traffic. 47, same traffic.
So he's now just got his big coat on.
All right.
You'll figure out too if you can't breathe.
I hear you. I probably try to control myself a little bit better. I'm not going to grab on anybody. You know what I mean?
No, I'm trying to grab for the doors.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Okay.
So
Chance. All right.
Go
I
ahead.
can hear he's got distressed breathing right now.
Yes, he does.
I think Karen needed to take I get it. You get some dude, like lunging at you, grabbing at you, and all that stuff. I understand, right? Not cool. and like I would definitely have some fucking words with him. And getting the cops there, absolutely the right thing to do.
Yep.
You know, no fault whatsoever. Get them there because they're the ones who are going to, you know, reset the tone of the whole fucking thing.
Right. Right.
You know, hopefully
in
bring
a
it
better
down a little bit.
direction.
Yeah, right. In a better direction. Sometimes they don't do that. Sometimes they get there and it's like, you
Well,
might want. Maybe you shouldn't have led with taser. You know,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
You know, hi, how's it doing? What's going on? Would have been a better, you know, start.
Right.
You know?
And even this, cop, right, goes right up, get out, let's go, hustle up.
He's
right.
Yeah, he's kind of like not. It's like he's being bothered. You know.
Right. It's like all of them are being bothered.
But like with Karen's problem, like I get it. She's had, you know, someone lunge at her, someone do, you know, whatever. You know, I'm not minimizing that at all. I've had it happen to me. I've had it happen to my partners. You know,
yeah, man, it sucks.
You know, I've literally watched my partner open a door, standing in the middle of it, and a pit bull tearing ass down the stairs directly towards her, and it was like there was nothing I could do to get between the two of them. It was that thing was coming at her, and thankfully it jumped on her and just licked her to fucking death. I was like, I mean, that would have been it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I get there's that you're juiced up, and because like my first thing, I yelled at the guy at the house. I was like, "Hey, control your fucking animal!"
Right.
You know, like before I even said, "Hey, how's it going?" We're, you know, what you call 911 for?
Right.
You know, I'm yelling, "Control your fucking animal!" You know what I mean?
We are taught what? Yourself, your partner, your patient, right? So you have to think like that. Absolutely, we do.
You know, I mean, so I get, you know, you have that surge of, you know, fight or flight. You know, we're human beings. It happens. Dude jumps into your ambulance and lunges at you, and you know is grabbing on you and all that shit. Like, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. You know, get me the cops.
Right.
You know, but I think now we're at a point where you can sit. You know, you can hear him trying to talk, and I get it. You're motherfucker touched me. Now you can get the fuck out of my ambulance, and you know. I understand, you know, but
we all understand, right? But like,
but now you're hearing something that it should make you stop.
Right.
If I can hear it, and I can't even see it, so I'm assuming usually when you hear somebody trying to talk like that, they usually don't look so good.
Well, and that's it, right?
They
have his face blurred out, so I can't really tell his color and all this other stuff. It's at night. There's lots of lights going on, so like you can't tell. Is he?
Can you get in trouble for blurry face now? I don't know.
I don't know. You know, but like, what I'm kind of thinking through this whole thing, right, is yes, and again, none of these details. We are spitballing here, right? This is all just shoulda, coulda, maybe happened, right?
Yeah.
But you got to think. Why is this man freaking out? Is it because he's freaking out because he wants to be violent and hurt you, which is a legit thing that, you know, happens? Or is he freaking out because possibly he's hypoxic and his brain is altered because he's hypoxic? And what do we know hypoxic people do? They get anxious, they get jittery, they start reaching for things. They freak out
because they want air.
Because they want air. Exactly.
Think about you know what they tell you. You know, I don't know. Well, they told me, but I don't know. They tell everybody this, but you know, when you're dealing with someone who is, you know, drowning or you know,
bingo,
in a situation where they're obviously going to drown.
Right.
You get the fuck away from them as fast and as hard as you can because they will drown you to save their own life.
Bingo. Right.
You know, so my first thought was, now as I'm hearing him, you know, and I'm hearing the sound of his voice and the tone, he's not juiced up. He's not jacked up like he wants to like hurt somebody. You know, and I'm hearing the grunts and I'm hearing just that laboredness to it. Now when I put that with what she just said, to me this sounds like a dude who's struggling to get some fucking oxygen to his brain.
Bingo.
You know, like you're suffocating. What are you going to do? You're going to get the fuck out of give me something to fucking, so I don't die.
Exactly. Right.
You
and
know?
that was what I thought watching this.
And this is where she should have
clued in on that.
I'm sorry, but maybe not her, but somebody should have picked up on that.
Right. I 100%.
But you've got the cops there now.
Right. Everything
You
is
know
good.
what I mean?
Right.
You're good. He's not lunging at you again. If he does, he's going to pay for it.
At this point, hey, dude, we got the cops here. Hey, cop, come sit with me. We're all going to take a ride to the hospital.
Boom. That was my first thought. Hey,
Right?
you're here. Come in. Sit down. Close the door. You get back on the cot.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be adults.
Now, why do we have to even get him out of the ambulance? Right.
Right. Now we can all sit and have a little chat in the heat.
Because honestly, what sense does it make for him to get kicked out of the ambulance, for them to wait for another ambulance for him to get in that one? That makes no fucking sense. Right?
No, and even him wanting to lunge back for the door makes sense to me too when you're talking about somebody who's struggling to breathe.
Bingo.
You're coming in from that nice cold air. Now you're in this hot ambulance.
Right.
You're exerting yourself. Now you can't breathe even more. Where's it easier for you to breathe at?
Outside.
That nice cold air. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
So now he wants to reach for the door.
Right.
So even that jives. You know what I mean?
All of this makes sense if you think about it from a medical standpoint. Right. Now, granted, we don't know that we are literally spitballing at this, right? We're not
right, and there's plenty of
here.
assholes out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, we are just taking this and using it as a learning tool, right?
Right.
So as we continue.
All right.
So now he's
Is that all you guys want though?
He's struggling to get out, stand up.
Just grab that yellow handle right there, and that should help you out.
277, all set for cars.
I mean, or worst case scenario, cop put him in your car and just take him to the hospital.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
even that.
Whatever. Just don't put him on a park bench.
Right. So no one's helping him out of the thing. The cop is a couple feet away. The one EMT is behind the back doors. The other EMT is still up in the like by the captain's chair. He's getting out of this ambulance on his own. All right.
He's already working on his chart.
That was unacceptable. There was no reason.
And he's struggling, right? You can
There's
clearly
a yellow handle
tell
right next to
he's
you.
struggling
Right.
to even walk, right?
So, and Karen is not letting herself come down from her thing because now she's in Karen mode. Now that was unacceptable. I'm going to talk to the manager. Where that was not acceptable.
Right.
Okay, we get it. Okay, now shut your mouth and open your eyes.
Right.
And what does this guy look like to you?
Right.
I can't see him, but I'm assuming just from what I'm hearing, he probably looks like he's in distress.
So, and that's what I can't tell, right? He's wearing like 57 layers. So
he's probably homeless.
I can't tell. I have no idea, right? He's
well,
wearing like
usually they wear all
layers.
their clothes, so yeah.
They got him blurred out, but it looks like he doesn't move well. It looks like he's having some significant issues breathing, right?
He's not just jumping up and jumping out of the rig.
He just doesn't look well. He looks sick. He moves like he's sick, right? Now, granted, the initial call was, I got chest pain after I drank some water, right? So, what happens? Maybe he aspirated some of it, right?
Maybe.
Goes into lungs, causes him a little pain. We've all done it, right? Swallowed something a little too fast, whatnot.
Right.
Now, so this is at 2:17, 2:47, one of those AM. So what does that tell you? This hey, fuck you, let me go back to bed.
Right, you woke me up and made me come out here for this, and then you jumped at me. Fuck you.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Right now, let's continue.
Yeah.
So he's out of the ambulance now. He's got all his shit. And he's
someone brought their vibrator.
Right? Woo!
Woo! Now it's a party ride.
Okay.
Your water?
Sidewalk's right over there.
Wow, really?
So she shut the doors. He goes over, sits right on the park bench.
because he's freaking out. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's got to go.
All right, so it's 216, 217.
He's freaking out. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's got to go. Now, is this an ALS truck or strictly BLS?
This is, I am going to assume here, because I've watched the video, later on, a supervisor shows up, and that supervisor goes and tells one of these people to go get equipment from their supervisor vehicle. So I am assuming that this is a BLS ambulance.
Okay.
All right. And from the nature of the call, if it was dispatched as chest pain after drinking water, it probably would go BLS anyway. It'd be an Alpha or a Priority 4 or something like that. So this is
where like this is where good dispatchers need to be. Like, this is where we really need like actual dispatchers. And I know some bean counter in some fucking basement somewhere, you know, a dweller had thought up the whole EMD system and said, yeah, we'll just have these cards and they'll just flip to it and it'll be like, hey, look, they have this. They have, flip to the card and it'll tell me exactly what I need to send out and then I don't have to think. So now you have a whole fucking generation of dispatchers that don't fucking think.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And they don't listen to what's going on the other end. They go, well, I had the EMD.
Right.
You know, so we send you to a fucking,
Alpha.
you know, we send you to a house on fire with kids jumping out of the fucking windows because someone said, oh, the smoke alarm went off.
Right.
You know, fucking. This is where a good dispatcher could listen to the guy's voice while he's talking. And you could, if you hear him struggling to breathe, you know, that's a great indication that maybe we shouldn't tone this out as an Alpha.
Right.
Maybe we should get the medic truck rolling. Even just if your spider senses are tingling, you just go, hey, let's call it a Charlie and get the ALS truck out there, you know?
I lost some of my light. Gotta crank it up. There we go. Just crank up my side light a little bit. So let's continue. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit through here because we're just watching this same thing from a different cop's perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, so now he is...
Man, that's an aggressive vibrator.
I know, right? Okay, he's sitting on the bench. All right, at this point, one of the cops is talking to one of the EMTs who's on their cell phone, probably calling the supervisor at this point, or playing Pong, who knows, sitting in the ambulance passenger seat. All right, the cop is now walking back over towards their vehicles.
You mean they're not even out talking to the cops? They're just sitting in their fucking rig?
Yeah, it's now 2:26, and the guy is on the ground, face down. Cop sees him. Cop shines a light on him. Another cop is looking at him. No one is approaching him. Oh, except for now, the paramedic supervisor is there and approaches the patient, putting gloves on.
Is that blood or is that?
Gets him with the vibrator?
Yep.
I don't know what the hell happened. He was laying on the ground. I'm gonna find out now. Okay.
So I don't know what the hell happened. Now he's just laying on the ground. That's what somebody just said. I don't know who that was, but
Okay.
they don't know what happened. But
So
we're gonna get to something even more egregious because that comment is bullshit.
So here's my thing, you know, and I hate to keep interrupting, but I mean, this is where I need to have somebody buffering my brain so I don't keep talking.
I can put you on mute. It's the only buffer I got. All right, keep
That's
going.
true. No, I'm just nothing in this guy's demeanor so far has indicated to me that he's an asshole.
Nope.
All right. He didn't go, yo, fuck that bitch. I get that fuck, man, fuck this shit. No, and he goes sits on the fucking bench, and then now he's on the floor because he's trying to make a scene. Because we've had people like that. They want to make a scene. They want to pout and fucking smack their fucking fists on the ground, and you know, make all kinds of noises and shit, and act like a fucking 3-year-old, and not unheard of.
Yep.
This, however, is not one of these presentations, because everything about this to me so far, and like I said, I wasn't there for the initial contact, but even by her own description, he lunged at me, he grabbed me, okay, and he's like, I just wanted oxygen. And then he grabbed to try to get the door to get back out where the cool air is so he can breathe. Okay, this was all respiratory. This is screaming respiratory.
Yeah, man.
This isn't screaming asshole.
Right. This isn't screaming violent guy who wants to stab you.
Right. This is one of those guys where I'm like, all right, man, hey, you know, whatever. Let's just get back in the rig and let's check you out. I'm gonna get you some oxygen. All right.
And you know what? Hey, if he's grabbing you, okay. Hey, dude, sit here.
What are you feeling? What's going on? Talk
What's
to me.
going
Say
on?
something.
Exactly. Talk to
You
me.
know?
Do a fucking assessment.
You know?
You know? All right, let's continue. So now the paramedic is there with gloves looking over him.
Boss. Oh, snoring breathing. All right.
You see here
Snoring respirations.
Snoring
Yep.
respirations.
That's not good.
Now they're rolling him over.
What happened? Just lay down. Started to lay down.
One of the EMTs comes up finally and goes, "Oh my God, I fucked it up." They don't actually say that, but they say, "Oh my God." Like now they're concerned about this guy's well-being.
You mean he actually has a problem?
Right. The other, both EMTs are there, right? The paramedic is standing over him, about to do a sternal rub. Oh my God.
Grab my monitor.
Grab my monitor, and he starts
Hold on a
cutting away
second.
clothing.
Yeah, EMT saying, "Oh my God," instead of going to work. This is what we're putting out now. Hey everybody, great job, all you fucking people teaching EMT schools and stuff. You're letting this shit get through.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh my God.
What fucking person, dude? I've been on a scene where there's 20 fucking dead people, and I never said, "Oh my God." I said, "You do this, do this, do this, do this. Let's get the fucking show on the road, motherfuckers." The fuck? Oh my God. Clutch my pearls.
I am so happy right now. It's not even funny.
Oh my God.
But seriously, like,
Mama said I was special.
So the paramedic clearly tells, like, hey, go get my shit, right? Go get my cardiac monitor, go get whatever, right? And one EMT runs off, scampers off. So now we have the camera footage. That was all body cam from the police perspective. Now we have the blue light camera from above the
dash
intersection. Cam. Right? No, this isn't the dash cam. This is
this is the one up on the.
This is
oh,
the
I
one
got
on
you.
on like the light pole.
I got you. Yeah.
So we can see the whole thing now, right? Which is why I say certain things will become more egregious, right?
Oh my God.
This doesn't have any sound, which sucks.
Right.
So I'm gonna fast forward here until he is out.
We can make our own sounds like we do when we people watch.
I know, right? Okay, so as of right now, there are 2 EMTs, 4 police officers standing with their hands in their pockets around the back doors of this ambulance.
Because it's an EMS problem.
Exactly. All right, we fast forward. There are still, now he sits on the bench. All right, there is 1 police officer standing with his back to him, another one looking at him, and another one standing at the front of the ambulance. All right, this doesn't have a time, but I know it will. And now he's on his knees. So he's not on, like, fully on the ground right now, but he's on his knees. There is a police officer at the front of the ambulance. There's a police officer leaning against the front of their patrol vehicle 15 feet to this gentleman's right.
Playing on his phone?
No, he's got his hands in his pockets with another officer standing
watching
foot and a
him
half
go
in
to the
front
ground?
of him. There is no way you are going to tell me that those 2 officers didn't see him get into a kneeling position on the ground. All right. Now he's on the ground. Those two officers, nothing, no movement. That one officer turns and looks at him. Now the officer who was in the front of the ambulance is now walking back towards this guy, hands in his pockets, nonchalantly walking. Clearly sees this guy on the ground. There are 3 officers looking at this guy now, and no one's helping him.
You gotta let me
one's doing nothing.
You gotta let me voice over this video.
Guy's still on the ground.
You gotta send it to me.
Cops are still looking at him. Hands in their pockets. Didn't go over and get the EMTs. Didn't do nothing. I think we'll be all right as long as they don't have any giant robot camels. Yeah, they're just standing there, right? Just standing there. They're walking around now.
Hey, you think we should get some Narcan?
Ground, right? Guy's still on the ground. Right? At this point, still on the ground.
That is shocking that nobody's Narcaned him yet.
Right? One of the EMTs walks around, gets in the driver's seat of the ambulance, never notices that this guy is on the ground, or noticed and didn't give a fuck.
Wow.
Right? Now I believe this is the supervisor on the phone. Guy is on the ground. Paramedic supervisor is standing 10 feet away from him.
Nobody's saying, can we get this guy in the fucking rig, please?
Nope. Right? Looks at him again, walks away from him.
Wow.
Opens up the back door of the ambulance, gets in, closes the door.
No shit. Wow.
Guy is on the ground, motionless. Wow. He's wearing too much. I can't see if he's breathing or not. Finally, more cops come over, and now they're looking at him like, he hasn't moved in a while. Oh, let me shine my flashlight.
They're probably going, why isn't EMS doing something?
Right? Oh, finally, here comes the paramedic. Oh, now he's got gloves. I bet he just went in the ambulance to get gloves on.
Yeah.
You know? That's cool.
Well, I'm not going to touch him without gloves.
Rolls him over. Now we got the other 2 EMTs that say, "Oh my God, wah, wah. Oh, let me run frantically." She literally ran like this to go get the monitor. Yeah.
See, this reminds me. Oh my God, this is. I wish Bush was here because we literally had this. Not necessarily like this, but we had. He and I were typing our charts. I'm sure you've heard the story.
I have.
We were typing our charts. Yes, we were typing our charts one day, and someone pulls up at the front and is like, "Oh, my friend's overdosing in the passenger seat." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
These 2 EMTs jump up and start doing that. And what? I start running. I looked at Butch. He looked at me, and we both went back and finished our sentences, and then got up and walked outside. Yep. It was the funniest thing. I wish I could have that on tape because it's literally what we did. It was like, and the patient says, "Okay, done. Okay, now I'm gonna get up and go."
Right.
And meanwhile they're running around, and we get out there, and there's a vehicle. There's somebody in the vehicle with their head like this, and there's 2 people running around in circle, literally doing the Chinese fire drill around the truck. Talking about, she's not breathing, we gotta intubate. She's not breathing, we gotta intubate. And, they're running around doing nothing. They're just doing a lot of this. Just like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go run. And, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know any other way to put it. It's like, you're fucking useless, okay? Yep. I don't know you. I don't know what kind of provider you are on normally, but I'm willing to bet you're probably not the best there is.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Or the best there was.
Or the best there was, because I've worked with the best, and nobody's ever gone, yeah. it's amazing the things you notice when you walk up. So needless to say, this woman did not need to be intubated. Her head was like this, and she wasn't breathing because she cut her airway off.
Right.
I leaned in and went like this, and all of a sudden she starts snoring.
Yeah, imagine that, right?
Imagine that. So saved her from the tube. Didn't save her from the Narcan, but what can you do?
You win
That was
some,
the
you
one.
lose some.
That was the one where I was standing outside the ambulance when she woke up and started spitting and drooling and all this crap all over everybody. And our boss looks and is like, "Why am I in here and you're out there?" I'm like, "You got to know where to stand at one of these things, dude."
Damn Skippy. Damn Skippy. So
But no, I'm just saying, it's like, you know, there's a way to conduct yourself and there's not a way to conduct yourself.
right.
That is, none of these people are conducting themselves properly. All right, you got somebody in distress who's obviously in distress on the ground, did not present like a dick, right? All we know is he lunged at her asking for oxygen, okay?
Right.
That to me is
A sign of hypoxia.
doesn't seem like a dick to me, you know? So this is seriously like, all I keep thinking of as you're saying, oh, now there's another one standing there, and there's another one standing there, and they're all looking at him. And all I keep thinking of is that meme where it shows the side of the road that's being striped, and there's a little twig sticking out into the road, and the stripe comes, and then the stripe goes around the twig and keeps going, and the meme says, and the "It's Not My Fucking Job" of the Year award goes to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, nope. I'm not going to move the stick. Go fuck yourself.
Right?
Like, yeah. And that, and that's kind of what I really wanted to talk about in this, right? So again, all of this is being investigated. People are on leave. Cops are on leave. EMTs are on leave. It's being investigated by numerous divisions and numerous agencies, and it should be. This should be investigated. Something in this needs to come out of it. And, we're looking at it as, this is crazy what happened, right? But instead of just saying, okay, these guys fucked up, maybe there's something that we can learn from this, right? And we've touched on, we still have to assess our patients, right? You still, even if they're freaking out, why are they freaking out, right? Is your life truly in danger if he grabs your arm or your leg or your chest or whatever? If they're not grabbing onto your neck and pinning you down, right? Hold on.
I'm going to have to kind of disagree with you there, Cotton.
Listen, though, in a way, right, that is, if you are looking at it like a hypoxic event, right? Because you're thinking outside the box, not just, oh, I'm getting attacked, right? If you can go, okay, here, chill, calm, right? And they do that, then to me, that is not attacking me, right? We've all been grabbed like this because somebody's hypoxic, right? Now, I think this is a big wake-up call for EMS systems to put fucking body cameras on providers. There's this whole bullshit reason. Yes, it comes down to money, and administrators are looking at, oh, well, our call volume's down. Bullshit it is, right? You just gave yourself a raise. You didn't give us a raise, but call volume's down.
Dude,
right?
no matter where I've worked, the call volume has been down every year I've been in EMS.
Every year.
Every fucking year.
Right? Every year
It just keeps getting lower.
I know, right? But
they just stop calling.
I'll tell you, eventually, none of us are going to have jobs because the call
Right?
volume will be negative.
That's it.
Right?
Nobody's calling anymore.
We'll be calling other people. Do you need a ride? Right?
Right.
So,
we'll be tripping people on the ice,
today?
you know?
But
I'm just going to take I'm going to take a slight exception there, because I thought what you said was spot on, with the exception of, I'm going to give Karen the pass on whatever happened in the rig where we were not privy to that.
I agree.
I'm gonna give
agree.
that to her, because number one, okay, she's a female. Okay, oh my God, he said she's a female. He pointed out the fucking obvious. She's a female,
Yep.
and you have a male charging at you, grabbing at you.
Yep.
Okay.
Now this is a double female crew, so that
So
might have something
even worse.
to do with it, right?
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm not putting anyone down. I've ridden with plenty of females who could kick my fucking ass 3 times on Sunday. You know what I mean? It's not.
You'd enjoy it.
I probably would, but well, you train. Well, you really know how to make my thought process go fucked up. but I'm gonna give it to them because, you know, number one, I don't know what the hell happened, and yes, it's a male on female attack, so I'm not gonna. And even if it wasn't, I'm not gonna expect anybody with just a door opening, some dude bum rushing in and grabbing you and all this stuff to be sitting there thinking, oh, wait a minute, he might be hypoxic. He's lucky it was a female, because if he came at me, he'd be eating the fucking floor.
Well, and that's what
You know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
It depends on how they're coming at us, right?
Right.
If this is, you know, he has the demeanor of angry, he is barking at you, he's coming at you aggressively, and when he grabs you or tries to grab you, he's doing it in a violent manner.
Right. That's a big difference.
Then, yes, this is aggression, and I'm not thinking hypoxia, right? But if they're coming to you anxious, freaking out, huffing and puffing, and scratching at you or trying to, you know, just, do one of these, then I might think a little bit like, is this guy trying to kill me or is it something else, right? It just
either yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say either way, like I'm gonna give it. I'm just gonna give them a pass on whatever happened.
100%. I think
but
that
once PD shows up, you've got no more excuse not to treat that patient.
Agreed. 100%.
Done.
And I think this is, you know, we don't have what happened inside that truck, you know, because again, there's no footage of that, right? There's no recorded footage inside your ambulance. There's no recorded footage of the provider, right? Providing care, showing that side of the story. And I think it's high time for EMS to stop hiding behind HIPAA to do this and make the change and get body cameras into ambulances. There is zero reason why I understand police are not HIPAA compliant officers. They don't need to care about that.
Right.
We do.
I mean, they still have privacy standards they have to
but not as stringent
but
as
nothing what we have to deal with.
Right?
Yeah.
So all right, we have charts. They're HIPAA encrypted charts. What do we do with their, you know, monitors? Like, what do we do with their EKG? What do we do with their the video intubation? We upload it and attach it to our chart, which is encrypted, which is HIPAA. Let's take our digital camera, which has a USB port, plug it in after every call, download it, and attach it to the chart. And now, if I'm doing QI, if I'm doing an investigation, if I'm doing anything, I can watch exactly what happens from the start to the finish of care. There is nothing that says we can't do that. There's no laws, there's no restriction, there's nothing, except for administrators not wanting to shine the light on how bad EMS really is. Because if these videos got out, it would show beyond a shadow of a doubt that EMS sucks and that the public should not trust the providers. And I shouldn't say the providers, the majority of the providers that show up to take care of them. So there's my soapbox for the episode.
Dude, I'm fucking right on, dude. I mean, I would say it would have a definite effect on how people care for their patients. If you and I was gonna say you're like 10 years behind, dude. There's body cams now. It's Bluetooth. Man, as soon as you finish your call or whatever, you can just hit a button. You don't have to do any. There's no effort. You just hit a button and boom, it'll go to your chart and go up into the cloud and bye-bye. And it's all HIPAA compliant. You got nothing to worry about. No one's gonna fucking see it.
Right.
You know, you don't have to worry about someone's gonna steal it and put it on the internet. No, they can't. They can't. You can have it set up in a way that you cannot touch it. That even the people that are wearing it will never see it. You know, it's just there's ways of doing it.
Right.
But I think having body cams would actually have almost the same effect it would have on some. I mean, you know, there's some cops that, you know, they don't care what the camera's on or not. They're just gonna they're just gonna do what they do and get in trouble and whatever. But for a lot of people, you know, you're gonna think twice.
Well,
you know, when you're sitting there thinking, oh, BLS this one, and you're like, wait a minute, they just saw that I saw this guy is pale and ashy and is complaining of chest pain on camera, and it's going to go on that chart, and when he dies, they're going to pull it up and realize I lied. Mm-hmm. You know,
yeah,
or you know, along those lines. You know what I'm saying? So it's I think it would have a pretty decent effect if we started doing that.
And honestly, I think, you know, if administrators took it seriously and wanted to change this industry and not just look at their bottom line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing body cameras will literally change this industry overnight. Overnight.
Dude, you can negotiate with your insurance companies. Hey, I'm going to put body cams on all my people. What are you going to do for my fucking rates?
But not even that, right?
You know?
I'm looking at it.
You want to talk about saving money?
Right. I'm looking at it from a EMS provider standpoint, not the administration, not nothing like that. Right. I'm looking at it as, if you're a good provider, you have nothing to worry about. Right. Because you are going to provide good care. You're going to be courteous to your patient. You're going to be loving, caring. You're going to do the best. You're going to make good decisions, and you're going to drop them off. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. Right. The bad providers, one of two things is going to happen. They're going to go, body cameras? I can't BLS a chest pain and not even give aspirin because the hospital is 3 blocks away? Well, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm done. See you later. I'll go dig ditches. Right? And they bounce. Oh, well, we didn't want you here anyway. Right? So all the bad providers leave. The ones that stay eventually should get weeded out because we're watching the body cameras. Yeah. So no more, oh, what happened in that 25 minutes between the time your patient was breathing to the time your patient was dead? Oh, well, I don't know. I was doing shit. What were you doing? Shit.
And the other side of that coin is when something, you know, when something happens and you're being blamed for something, or there's a question of you know, your decision making or whatever.
Right.
There's no more where they're going to either take somebody else's word or they're just going to base their judgments on whatever.
Right.
And,
there's video proof.
Right. It's going to be like, go to the tape. There it is.
Right.
And you can see, you know, okay, yep, that bitch was full of shit.
Yep.
And you can tell she was full of shit.
Yep.
You know, and you know, she did not have any chest pain,
right?
You know, or whatever the case may be.
But even,
you know, this was about as BLS gets,
right? And even looking at the education looks of this, right? The amount of QI purposes that you could do with this, call reviews, internal call reviews, CMEs, stuff like that internally. Hey, you know, Turek and Gerard did this really gnarly call, right?
Yep.
And it went fantastically, swimmingly. Let's review it, right? Oh, but then, you know, Turek over here did a call and it was just a catastrophe. Let's review that so we all learn from it,
right?
And don't let it happen again. What could he have done better, right? This is an education
We could have gone back.
tool.
We could have easily seen, you would have seen, here, 2.5, right? Yep, okay, here you go.
Boom, right?
Hey, freeze it right there. Look at that.
Exactly, right?
You know, he drew it all up. He never verified. All they did was miscommunicate.
Right.
No one actually looked at the vial and realized what the fuck was in there.
Right.
You know?
Right. And those little things to a good provider, if somebody came over, my training officer said, hey, this is what we saw in the video. We'd like to show it to you, bring you in, talk to you about it. You know, that is worthwhile education. But yeah, I just think that, you know, I think that is the future that EMS needs to be so these things don't happen, you know? But I also think, you know, We talk about it a lot. Training and education go a long way, right? These guys were improperly ready for seeing this.
Commercial ambulance, 2:00 in the morning. You know,
Bullshit, quote unquote BLS
right,
call.
bullshit BLS at 2:00 in the morning. You're a commercial agent, so you've probably been running all day doing inter-facilities, whatever. You probably got a whole night full of them left. You know, I'm just guessing. So you already have this mind. I don't know how long these people have been EMTs and how long they've been doing this, but you know, and I've noticed it's been getting worse. Where you used to have the new ones were like all eager and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and wanting to fucking make a difference and all this shit, and then it was the salty old crusty fuckers that were just like hate the world, fuck this shit, and
now
all
it's
that
almost
stuff.
opposite.
Now it's almost the opposite. Now it's these new ones that come out and they've got this like I'm too cool for school fucking attitude, and they're I don't give a shit. I'll say it, man. Females are the worst. The guys are bad. Some of the guys that come in and they think their fucking shit don't stink, but man, there are some females that get out of fucking EMT school and like they walk around like they've been doing this for 20 fucking years, and they've been doing it for they ain't even done it yet,
right?
And they're fucking talking smack and all kinds of shit, and you're just like, get in the fucking truck, shut the fuck up, drive, and maybe fucking learn something,
right?
Before you get me fucking killed,
right?
Yeah,
man.
And it's like, you need, seriously, if you're listening to this and you're in fucking EMT school, guys, girls, shims, whatever, I don't care. Whatever the case may be, listen to what people who have been doing this for a while have to say. Come out, don't think you fucking know everything, because you don't know a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And it's and you know how I knew this chick didn't know a goddamn thing? When she went, oh my God. Yeah. People who know what the fuck they're doing don't do that.
Right. Yeah. Don't.
People who know what the fuck they're doing would have had the monitor. That people who know what the fuck they're doing, they wouldn't have done this in the fucking first place, but that's beside the point. You go, oh shit. All right, let's go. Let's get it on. Let's get that monitor. Let's get shit, fucking get the gear. Hey, how about let's get the patient out of the cold and into the fucking truck and
right.
Let's fucking do some shit.
Yeah. And that's it. It is not hard to do your job. I understand this. We don't know the circumstances beforehand, but again, you have to treat these people like people. And that is something that we are just seeing less and less and less and less in the EMS world, is that patients are not people. They're annoyances and they're jokes, and it's bullshit. It's
and we're all
bullshit.
guilty of it too.
We're all guilty of it.
I'll put my hand up too. I mean, you get to a point, where some people they just get under your skin.
Absolutely.
And you're a human being, and you get annoyed, and you're tired, and you're frustrated, and you say shit purely out of frustration. But you go and you do your job anyway. I've got that great video of me and Douglas, getting a call for tooth pain at like fucking, midnight.
Right.
And we're in the truck and yelling and screaming at the camera, like, are you fucking kidding me? Fucking tooth pain? You fucking, what the fuck? And we're super pissed, all pissed off. Get there, get out. Hi, how's it going?
Sir,
what can I do to help? What can I do to help you?
Exactly.
You know? And it's like, whatever, I'm here now. Let me do my job.
Well, and that's it, like we all know shit rolls, like.
I was just going to say, I think the where we kind of go wrong is when we do that kind of shit in front of the newer people.
Yeah.
Because then they think that's just how you're supposed to be.
Right.
And they don't realize, no, that's years of steeped frustration and anger built up.
Yeah,
into a big ball right in the pit of our stomachs.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I don't think about it like that. I think about saying things like that at EMT class. You never hear me talk bad about patients during EMT class.
Right.
But I don't hold back at certain times when I'm at work, and because you get in that rhythm and whatever, and boom, it's so yes,
Dude,
we're all horrible culprits of this. It is what
I will
it
never
is.
forget the female paramedic that works with you at that county down there, and that used to be my partner, the one who likes to whip and nay through the intersections.
I can't wait to bring that up to her.
Oh, absolutely. So, my very first time as an EMT writing as a third, well, check that. The first time was with scuba, and that didn't work out too good. But when I got my permanent crew to be with was her and another experienced EMT, and it was the first time I was like actually riding for a day without the sky falling, and and your wife coming onto my scene and all that.
I was gonna say that doesn't happen.
Right, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's a beautiful thing. And we went and we get this little old lady at a hospital, right? And apparently she's a known quantity, she's whatever. And we get her in the rig, and she's like, do your EMT stuff, whatever. And she's talking to her, and the lady just keeps going, I'm so cold, and she's just like saying, I'm so cold, over and over and over again. And all she's doing to her is just like, oh, so you don't have any grandkids? They're just the Dickens, aren't they? They're so great. And I'm just like, wow, she's like really pleasant, and like, this is really cool. And we get to the hospital, we drop her off, all that stuff, and get back in the truck. As soon as the fucking door closes, she looks at me, she goes like, I'm cold, fuck that bitch. And I went, whoa. It's like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? You were so nice to her. She's like, fuck that bitch. I deal with her fucking 8 times a week and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh shit. So like, and I am a brand spanking car dripping wet new EMT. And that was, that was an eye opener. Right. And that made me like, wow, I didn't realize like we looked at these people like this.
Right.
So that made me start to think differently.
Do I need to think about them like that?
Right. Right. Like, and this is somebody that I, for all intents and purposes, whatever that comes out of their mouth right now to me is scripture. Right. Because I don't know a fucking thing.
Right. And I've seen it, I've been new at places, and we go to the first frequent flyer that I meet, and everyone's like, that like telling me on the way there, no, you don't believe anything that comes out of this, this dude's mouth, or, it's always bullshit. They're a waste of time. It'll be BLS, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And again, I go and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Why is this? Why? And I might take it. And then, at the hospital, they're like, oh, well, I guess you met so-and-so. And I'm like,
right. Yeah. Right.
I'm like,
yeah. And you feel duped.
Okay. So,
right.
Like whoop-dee, one day that mentality is going to burn them, because they write them off before they even get into the ambulance.
Dude, I did a I forget if it was a Patreon or if it was a regular episode.
It was the old asshole. It's a regular episode. Yep.
Yeah, there was the old asshole, and then there was another one with there was a stroke that, because of who the person was and what they always are and always calling and all that. The one time it was legit.
And that's it. It's always going to be there. And, this might have been that case where maybe they knew him. Maybe it was a frequent flyer. Who knows, right? But maybe this was the one time that it was actually a problem. Or maybe this was just somebody that aggravated them because it was an Omega level call or a priority 4 or whatever. At 2:00 in the morning. They don't want to do it because they're tired. And it's BLS and it's bullshit. And this turns out to be something that actually was something, right? I don't know what this turned out to be. I don't know what he was hospitalized for or whatever, but this whole situation sucks, right? And I feel for the crew, I feel for the family, I feel for the cops. But at the same point, you have to open up the eyes and just go, could this have been handled in a different manner?
And I always try to like take the side of, not even just take a side, but
You try and
always try to
find the good in things.
not just the good, but try to understand more of their mindset.
Yep.
And this is one where I get the
initial mindset
and the initial insult, shall we say?
Yes.
But the moment that first police car rolled on scene, that's your time to, okay, this is why I called you, blah blah blah. All right, what's going on, sir?
It's the
reset
what I mean? Button.
It's right. It's that nice deep breath that everyone gets to take. No pun intended with the respiratory issue, but everyone gets to just take that deep breath, except for that patient, and you get to, reset yourself. Exactly,
right.
Get yourself back in the game. And
right.
Instead, all she harped on was fucking he came at me and he's got to go.
Right.
He came at me and he's got to go.
Right.
Okay.
And that's it. And again, we didn't even bring this up, right? Again, we don't know what went on inside the truck, right? They pulled over and they were stopped before the cops even got there. So, how long were they waiting?
Were they actually transporting?
They were in an intersection.
And then hold on. So here I'm thinking they responded to this guy here where they're at, and he got in and all this went down.
So I honestly don't know.
Okay, because
I
know if they were actually transporting,
so I don't know. I can't definitively say they picked him up at one location, they drove him here and pulled over.
Because that's what it sounded like. It sounded like he came in, lunged at her, and all the shit, and then everything went down, and it all happened right there.
I honestly don't know. All I know is that it happened at this intersection. So,
gotcha.
So, even if we play both sides, right? They stayed in that ambulance, even if he couldn't get out, right? They stayed in there, but he was trying to kill them, right? Or trying to hurt them, right? So if he's not extricating, why didn't they extricate themselves?
No, I was thinking the same thing.
Right?
Turn the engine off, get out, and walk away.
Right. Or secondarily, right? Could you have tried to restrain him? Put him in soft restraints, right?
So I honestly I don't know.
And that's it.
Me,
it's speculating.
Me, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Me, I probably could have grabbed him and fucking pinned him down and had somebody come around and put the restraints on him.
But there's two of them.
Right. But it's a female crew. I don't know, if this guy is overpowering. I don't even know what the guy looks like.
Right.
So, I mean, if he's got some strength to him, I know nobody wants to fucking believe that there's a difference between men and women anymore, but guess what? There fucking is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have a big dude and a couple little girls, it ain't going to work out for them.
Yep.
Right. That's why, I've literally had female partners that are like, I'm so glad I'm with you today.
Right. And
you know what I mean? Because of that reason, they didn't want to be stuck with another, normal statured female that,
right.
Between the two of them, they're going to get the shit kicked out of them if something goes down, Right.
But at least, and these are the options that, maybe were in front of them. I don't know. Again, we don't have that information of what happened, right? But again,
they should give us like blowguns, like Curari darts. Oh, we got a live one.
I mean,
not no more.
Just dart the ketamine right in him. Just be like,
right
in
so
the
when
arm.
you actually they're like, so what'd you do? You're like, well, I darted him. Oh, you did a decompress? No, I fucking darted the motherfucker. He was
from
coming
across
at me.
the room too.
Right? Yeah, get the big fucking ones from like the Outback and shit.
It's like, oh, hold on, let me poink. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Oh
Great.
man, that would be awesome. So anything overall to add to this one, Gerard? I think we hit a lot of good things, again, without seeing what was going on, but, scene safety is always a big thing. It's dynamic. It changes. It goes from from the beginning to the end of the call. And, you have to be willing to think outside the box at times and not just be pigeonholed into, okay, well, are they a threat? They are a threat. Now they're always a threat. Well, why have they become a threat? Is that possibly a medical or a trauma reason that they become the threat or whatever? And, think outside the box on taking care of it. Can you extricate them from the scene? Can you extricate yourself from the scene? Right? If this was a house, they would have just left. Right? They're not going to wait in the house. You don't need to wait in your ambulance. Turn it off, take the keys, jump out the side door, and walk away.
Yeah.
Right?
No, and this is where, again, like whatever, I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but like whatever happened before the cop got there,
let it go.
I'm not gonna, well, not just that, but I'm not gonna question, whether she felt she was in danger or not. All right. She did the right thing. She felt the scene wasn't safe anymore. She called the cops.
Agreed.
That's fantastic. That's exactly what you should do.
Absolutely.
Bingo. If he's struggling with you, or you're fighting to get away from him, whatever, as long as the call went out, the cops got there, that's what needed to happen. It's from that point on that, it just seems like that crew particularly just said,
I'm done.
We're not EMTs anymore. We're done with this guy. We're just going to move on.
Right.
And you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
Unless he is exhibiting, all kinds of craziness, which he was not.
Nope.
Where he would become the cops' problem, and even then it would be the paramedic showing up on scene, making him go night night and putting him back into your fucking ambulance and going.
Right. Exactly.
So in no scenario is this guy not your fucking patient.
Right.
Just because he's out of your rig don't mean he ain't your patient.
Right. And that's exactly what they did. It was just like, oh, you're not mine anymore. Bye.
Like I said, they just kept striping all the way around him and kept on going. Not my fucking job.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
man.
what it seems like it happened. Could the cops have done something different? Maybe when he was on the ground instead of looking at him and chewing on their sandwich. Yeah, maybe they should have done something. But then again, it's the EMS. It's EMS's patient.
EMS's
problem. And they're like, right? They're like, this is EMS shit. This isn't my shit. I catch bad guys and put them in the ground.
Right. And I'm here because and this is a thought. PD is there to protect EMS. They're doing their job. They're not there to render care. EMS is there to render care. They're there to
this
make
dude's
sure.
on the ground. Maybe you should do something about it.
Right. But that's it. Hey, EMS, why don't you go and do something about this? Like,
that's what I'm saying. They're sitting there probably going, that's what they're saying. Like, aren't they going to do something?
Right.
That's probably what they said when the one dude looked at the other one.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Or it was like, what kind of donut you want in 12 minutes? Who knows?
How much Narcan you think we should give him?
All of it.
That's a trick question. It's all of it. It's always all of it.
Hey, Bill, how much Narcan you got? Hey, Dean, how much Narcan you got?
I always carry my backup on my ankle. At least 24 more milligrams.
Oh, that's fabulous.
We should really we should start spreading a rumor and be like, hey, you get better effect if you give it rectally.
Oh, man.
They say, they're like, police officer charged him pulling the guy's pants down to administer. I can just see the guy in the news now, with all the lawyers around him. He was pulling my pants down. I was so violated.
Oh my God, that's fabulous.
Right?
Anything else, sir?
I don't know, man.
I think we beat this one.
I know. It just seems like this is another. I don't know how old they are or anything, but I do know that there's a generational issue with all the shit that's going downhill, and why it's so easy for people to not give a fuck. But no, yeah, this one's pretty much been beaten. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
And that's it. This one's
the only I can say is they didn't kill him. I mean, they didn't kill. He didn't die right there.
He didn't die right there.
He died a month later. That'd be a big fucking stretch.
That is true.
That'd be a real big stretch.
Yeah.
You know?
That is very true.
And with our call volume being down and all that stuff, you know, we're short staffed, so they're gonna have to get back in the truck, you know,
Absolutely.
They're gonna cover shifts.
Absolutely.
So, you know, they'll be back out there in no time. It'll be all right.
100% they'll be out there. Well, guys, thank you again for listening. We will see you in 2 weeks. Mr. Gerard, do us the honors.
Wow. I don't know what to say. There's only 2 of us. Just the 2 of us.
You forgot about Kelly. She's been here the whole time. You just
I monopolized her time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
She got a lot of paperwork done, I'm sure.
I was wondering why she was giving me that look, you know? She was giving me that look, you know, like...
Rawr.
Yeah, like she's about to rip my face off, you know?
Yeah,
so,
well...
right, I'll deal with that afterwards.
Exactly. It'll be fine.
So,
You'll enjoy it.
I'll get her a hot fudge sundae. She'll be happy. Yeah. She'll love me again. But, all right, so... I guess New Year's donuts. How about that? Well,
didn't you do New Year's donuts the last time? Or no, you did Happy 24 donuts.
Did I?
I think you did.
Oh, well. How about mid-January donuts? Hope you're not freezing your asses off. Because I'm not.
Yeah, because you not.
But thank you for listening to this episode. If you want more information about us and the podcast, or if you'd like to send us one of your messed up calls to review, visit medic-materials.com. There you can also find out how to earn continuing education credits just by listening to the podcast. We appreciate you spending time with us today. Until next time, and remember, firemen love to do CPR.